Hello and welcome back to well, something a bit different. I don't really have a default intro. Something a bit of an experiment because back in Christmas, yes, Christmas, I got this, which is a pack. This is the back of a pack of like 50, 150, I don't know, Star Trek stickers. Here's a sneak peek where um basically, yeah, one of those things. My mom got it. It's like a stocking stuffer where you get the pack of like loads of stickers. They just send you a bunch. And I thought, gee, that looks like it could make an interesting video. No one will watch it, but we'll take it as a foray out of Eagle Moss and see how things go. So let's just sit down, relax, put on some classical music. There we go. That sounds lovely. Hopefully, I can find classical music, and take a look at these stickers. I've seen some of them. Obviously, I've seen this first one, but I've saved most of them just to kind of look through. I had a peek. They seemed interesting and kind of varying in quality, so it'd be kind of interesting. But yeah, let's go through them. Shall we start? Actually, let's start with this one and then go the bottom back. Basic Starfleet Command one. Of course, it's the top. Oh, and real quick, if you also want to buy this, just Google it. I have no idea where it was from. That one fell back. I have no idea where it was from, and you wouldn't get the same ones if you bought it anyway, but you can just probably Google it and get loads of random stickers if you wanted. But anyway, I don't recognize this patch for Starfleet Command. That might make it Discovery. It could be TOS. I'm not sure the delta's right, but based off that little indent there. But yeah, just a basic Starfleet Command, you can obviously tell what it is. We'll rank them as well. We'll see how good they are. So that's like, that one's fine, That one, you wouldn't be, it's not like stellar, but it's definitely acceptable. This one that fell down, it almost looks like those tattoo, you put like water on it and then you put it on your hand. You don't rub it. That's not how you apply temporary tattoos. That's quite nice, actually. That one's a bit fuzzy. Yeah, I really like that one. I'm gonna put that one in the good pile. Next off, what is this? The Final Frontier. It's like some sort of sailor tattoo of the Enterprise D with weird, like, nipple nacelles or something. It's... I like the stylistic thing. I mean, I can tell it's the Enterprise D. It is a kind of weird in like the proportions and stuff in the nacelles are like real spherical. It's not the C, is it? No, it's the red bits are throwing me off. But you know what, I'm gonna put that here. I think our piles are just gonna make themselves. Whoops, that one's on the floor now. Starfleet Academy, established 2161. I don't actually know. Is that right? Because that's after Enterprise. That can't be right. I think I'm going to put on the screen when Starfleet Academy was founded, but, like, that's the year before the Federation was founded? Or something like that? I think it might be Beta Canon. I know a lot about Alpha Canon. I know next to nothing about Beta Canon, or, like, maybe some of the general stuff. But yeah, I think this is just some fan-made, generic-y thing. I mean, Academy is real big. You can see San Francisco, Golden Gate Bridge. I'm not sure if you'd immediately recognize that as Star Trek, though. I'm gonna... You know what? Maybe every sticker is just gonna end up being its own category. Next up. Bam! That is upside down. A movie poster. I wonder... There's a guy who does these, and he has like a book of them. I'll put his name on screen if I can. He does some really nice movie posters. I don't know if this is his, but it's a nice little, it's got kind of grainy, classic-y feel intentionally. I don't think this is any particular episode. I think it is just kind of generic Explore Strange New Worlds, but you know what? I'm gonna put that in that pile. That one's pretty good. You obviously tell what it is. And maybe like this one, which, okay, that's clearly Arium, but that kind of looks like a Dalek to me. Anyone? Arium, which this is interesting. Oh, I guess it's the Delta, because I was like, is she wearing a uniform? Because she doesn't wear a yellow. That's not the Discovery uniforms. I mean, it's Arium, though, so, we'll create the bottom pile. Yeah, anyone on this channel knows my opinions of early Discovery. This way around. Ooh. Oh, I like that. I have not seen this one before. The TNG L cars 10 forward. No dribbles allowed. Leave your tricorder at the door. Interesting. Galaxy class drink section. Selection. Oh no, that makes sense. That's really nice. I mean, you wouldn't really get an advertisement like this, of course, in the show, but who doesn't love the Elcar style? You know what, even? I'm gonna put this here. I really like that one. Women of Star Trek. I'm not sure if I've seen this before. I've seen plenty of Women of Star Trek thing with these people before. An older one, again, kind of grainy, almost for the older shows. It's an interesting enough design. I'm kind of wondering about their selection of women now. I mean, Kira's not on here, obviously. Who else are they missing? Obviously, you're gonna have more than 5. One from each series? TOS, TNG, Deep Space Nine, Voyager. No, Enterprise. You don't have like Hoshi or T'Pol or anyone. That's interesting. I wonder if it's an older design then, because you got 2 Voyagers. Which one? I'm gonna put that on this pile. Ooh. That's a nice little stylized... I almost feel like you'd see this in an arcade, right? Like, I don't know, something about the minimal... The way the detailing is done. It looks like something rendered without a lot of graphical power, but that's quite nice. This really feels like a pride flag to me. I realize it's the division colors, the yellow, red, blue, but almost like a pan flag or something. That one's... You know what? I think I'm going to put that in the really nice one. For like something the right shape, that would look really cool. Next up, a TR-590 tricorder, scanner, recorder, analyzer. The future already in your hands. Fascinating. What's that say? Vulcan Choice 2070. No, 2370. That one makes more sense. So just not quite a technical, I guess almost an old style ad, like maybe something you'd get in an old comic book or something, way before my time. But yeah, you can clearly tell what it is. I'm not sure if it's a thing I'd use a whole lot, but I guess that means it goes in this pile. Noticing, these are pretty even, actually. The, like, fan-made, well, like, not great, you can tell what it is and great. Like, it is more heavily leaned towards the positive, which is not really what I was expecting. Next up, bam, upside down again. You know what? I'm just gonna rotate this pile to be that way around. The man trap is a very... It's kind of like that touristy style, isn't it? Where like you go to a subway or something and they'll paint you in kind of like that ugly, stylized way or something. We got the Salt Vampire from M113, Captain James T. Kirk. I think it's technically Captain James R. Kirk, if we're talking about the man trap, if you want to get real nerdy, but don't sweat the small stuff. He's got, I've just seen the captain's chair as well, kind of a weird 60s sci-fi, but not Star Trek style. I think I'd like this more if it wasn't a weirdly stylized thing. In fact, that almost looks more like, who did Kirk in the new stuff? Is it Chris Pine? Or was that his dad? I'm really bad with actors, because I think that might be Thor, Chris Pine. But, yeah, I think that's gonna be that one. Just not quite for me, but alright. This is clearly a Star Trek badge. I'm not sure which one. It's actually got something weird going on, but bam! Ooh, that was not what I was expecting. Is that like almost some sort of like punk sketched angrily Star Trek badge? You know, there's a certain amount of people watching this video who absolutely love this. Like this is a personality statement, I feel. You look at it and you're like, I feel I know a lot about you. I'm not the punk who would angrily sketch a Starfleet Delta, but I actually quite like that. That's definitely a real nice design. Thing is it a best? Is it one of the best? Because I feel it says stuff about me that isn't actually true about me, but you know, I really like that. That's a styly, that's good. I like the colors. Bam. Maybe the printer was broken as well, but I doubt that's the case. This one, upside down, is Worf the cat. That's actually... Okay, I'll be honest. I know there's a lot of cat ones in here. But that detail of, like, the fur forehead ridges, that is amazing. I think there was a book, wasn't there, that was, like, just loads of Star Trek people and casts, but as cats. It's a calendar, definitely. It's a calendar range. I think I'm gonna judge the cats separately, but you got like the ears, the forehead ridges, just like, man, that's amazing. That's probably gonna be one of the best cats. This one also looks like it could be a cat. In fact, I'm betting those are ears. Spock cat? No, it's a her cat. That's really nicely done, actually. Kind of like, if you just look, the different styles of cats. In fact, it looks like this is probably made by the same person given the stars. It's like definitely it's a more a her a cat, which is not something I ever thought I'd see. Like, this is a Worf cat. This isn't a her a cat. That's, I mean, you can tell what it is. I wonder, I mean, you know, I know Star Trek. You've got the, like, communicator thing her always had. I wonder how many, like, if I show this to my mom, would my mom be like, oh, that's a Uhura, or at least like the black lady from Star Trek? I don't know if she knows her name, but I think she might. You know, that's a really nice looking cat. This is interesting. This is either Deep Space Nine or something weird. In fact, it almost looks like I'm gonna flip it over and it's gonna be a naughty image you'd see above a tattoo parlor, but it is absolutely not at all what we thought. Live long and prosper. Simple, clear, a bit basic, I might say, for my preference, but you can definitely tell what it is. How am I gonna rank this, actually? These ones are quite good. Women in Star Trek. Oh no, that's definitely... It's a bit simple for me, especially white. I feel like you'd probably put a lot of these on white stuff. But I mean, it definitely gets a message across. Bam! This is some... Okay, I'm not gonna read what it says yet, but this is like some sort of comic Batman Spock that, like, is some sort of constipated vampire Neanderthal, which is brilliant. What on earth could he be saying? Is it a real quote? Let's see. Highly... Oh, illogical, isn't it? Yeah, highly illogical, constipated vampire Spock. This is amazing. Constipated vampire Spock might make his way into other videos. However, it is in fact constipated vampire Spock. I don't think we can ignore this fact. Is my partner still awake? I might send him constipated vampire Spock. You know what? It is like, this is what he would look like if they did comics back in, like, I don't know when those early comics, but you know, it's clearly got that style. But I think just because of that accuracy, constipated vampire Spock has got to go there. But because it is constipated vampire Spock, I'm not sure I can put it. You know what? No, constipated vampire Spock is his own tier. This one is also a Dalek, but we'll flip it around. Ooh. Oh, that's a nice, like, watercolor delta through the forest. You got someone heroically... is that the TOS Enterprise? Yeah, oh yeah, it is. I thought it might be the JJ one for a sec. I think it's just the white. Beautiful moon, planet, asteroids. That's amazing. But I feel like this is something I should absolutely adore. But for whatever reason, I don't adore it as much as I do. I've just seen as well, you've got like auroras up at the top. That is really nice. You might be wondering who the artists for these are. I have absolutely no idea. Maybe if you take a screenshot and do like a reverse image search, you can get some of these if you want to buy them. Nah, I'd put that on something. Even though like you could probably do a better version of it, and I'm not sure why. This is the sort of thing. I really love that. So that's gonna go next to the... You've got two different types of deltas, the punk rock and then the romantic space explorer, and as well 3 deltas in this amazing pile. I certainly have a style, don't I? This could be absolutely anything. Humpty Dumpty. Oh no, you know what? It might be another cat. Yes, it is Wesley Catter. Is this Wesley the cat? Like, this is a her the cat. But you know what? When I put them side by side, that kind of is Wesley the cat. I mean, it's the same people as well. Like, what cat would I choose for Wesley? Would I choose a kitten? Like, is Wesley a kitten? Because this is a very early Wesley uniform. I mean, it's a very pretty cat. Like, I will say that. It's obviously Wesley from, like, the uniform, you know. I mean, some, like, rando, my mom probably would have no idea who this is. But I think I'm going to put it, like, here. It's like, I don't know if you could do a better cat. but that's not like as good as Ahura is a Wesley the Cat. This one, it looks like I don't know, writing on it. Bam! What? Oh my god, it's the dog in a dog suit, as I like to call it. Adorable unicorn dog of planet Alpha. Alpha? How do you say that? I have no idea. 177 with some sort of weird monster sperm on the side. Oh, and I've seen. Oh, you got a cute little TOS Enterprise as well. Dog in a dog suit. Is that a beard or drool? I think that's a beard and that's drool. I mean, if you really love the episode where Kirk rapes like his secretary, doesn't tell her that it was actually an evil clone, and then like Spock and Kirk have a good laugh about how she must have liked it. Never understood why I can't remember her name, but that yeoman was never seen on the Enterprise again. I don't know how she couldn't be happy with her job. But then you definitely have a sticker to commemorate Dog in a Dog Suit. I think Dog in a Dog Suit might be at the same tier as Constipated Vampire Spock, because, like, it's Dog in a Dog Suit. How can you not love Dog in a Dog Suit? I'm seeing as well, Delta or Cat. I think this is a cat. Do I want to guess who it is? Does anyone have, like, a chipped ear? Is it Kira? Like an earring or something? No, it's Spock. Now, this is probably the least Spock cat, like the cat that matches their character, because I really had to think about it, and like the only reason I decided it was Spock is because the badge isn't the medical one. Like, I had the process of elimination. In fact, it might be McCoy. It kind of looks like an older cat. Did McCoy have a sciencey thing or a medical thing? The point is, I don't know who this is. I mean, it's got quite tall ears, but that cat, as same people, like, we're gonna put the cat down there. I'm gonna be hilarious if like one of these is just a dog or something, but I have no idea who would be the dog. Next up is an upside down Ahura, but yeah, I mean, that's just a nice little painted character piece of Ahura. Red, like her uniform, I would imagine is the reason. My camera doesn't seem to like to focus on these for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, that's nice. I mean, I think anyone would know who that is. My mom would know that this is a Star Trek Uhura thing. So yeah, I'm not sure I'd use it as much. I mean, it's quite nice, but like, there's also been better stickers, which means we get to put it there. Next up, you have Frosty the Snowman, or like, I don't know, some sort of the Martian. Who was the guy from the Avengers? The second Spider-Man one. Mysterio, that's who this is. Who is it actually? Oh, it's the Enterprise D. Is like a crystalline entity. You know what this is? This is the Enterprise D, but in an episode of Steven Universe. I think I'd like it a lot more if you got rid of kind of this extra stuff and just made the ship this size. But I mean, it's the Enterprise D if it showed up in Steven Universe. But also, I could be bigger. Like, I don't know, this is a hard one, because Steven Universe is just the best show. And Deep Space Nine is one of two shows I'd consider perfect. Can you guess what the other one is, based off what I've just said? Because it's also not this pile. You know what? I'm gonna leave it here. It's a new pile that's like not quite the legends that are these two. Here we go. But I might decide it later on after we've seen more stickers. Which, by the way, we have got a lot of stickers left. Next up, this is clearly the ice cream Pokemon, which I've accidentally revealed. It looks like, obviously, I don't actually know what that's called. Vulcan Salute? I'm sure it's got, like, an actual Jewish name, but I don't know what it is. It's clearly some sort of, like, fortune tellery. I mean, this is not my area of expertise, but, you know, kind of that mysticy, fortune-y teller vibe. What's the word I'm looking for? Romani, gypsy sort of thing. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. So yeah, it's another one I think that says a lot about whoever puts it on. Like, I'm a Star Trek fan, but I'm also into these sorts of other things. Quite nicely done. I mean, I can obviously tell what it's going for. Again, it's just not the sort of thing I'd do, but it is really nice. You know what? I think we're putting this there for really nice things that I'm just, for whatever reason, I'm not sure I'd use, but That's quite a nice design. It's the sort of thing that, like, for the right video, no idea what the topic would be, for the right video, I could use that. Next up, Beam Me Up, Scotty, with a spot. No, who is that? Is that Kirk? Is that Gary Seven? Is that handsome Scotty? I like the color. I like kind of the color scheme that this is going for. I like that. I also have no idea who this is. You know who it kind of reminds me of? Is after Enterprise, they wanted to make an animated Star Trek. I think in, like, roughly the Discovery time, actually, like the very late in the future, where, like, the Federation had collapsed, the Ferengi were selling the Bajoran religion, or something weird like that. Star Trek Federation, it might be called. If you go look around the cancelled Star Trek project phase on Memory Alpha. But anyway, the guy who was supposed to be the captain of, like, the Enterprise, like, not J, something weird, like the flying toaster or whatever. It looked crazy. I'll put a picture if I can find it. Kind of reminds me of that captain for that series, who was a Kirk, I'm pretty sure. But we'll put it... It's really nice, but I can't tell who it is. You know, we're getting a bit more finesse in our ranking system. Next up, whoop, I keep dropping these. Oh, that's quite nice. Boldly Go Where No Man Has Gone Before. I would like this way better if it said to, like, to boldly go where no man has gone before. This is just a command. This is, I'm gonna sit here in my comfy chair and you boldly go. This is like the Admiralty sticker. But that's nice. Is that Mars at the top, or am I putting too much detail? It might be the planet in the original series intro, which I always think might be Mars, and I'm sure it's not. But that's a very nicely done Enterprise, a great color scheme for sort of that TOS. Oh, I see, it's a join Starfleet today. Oh, so it is a command. It's not, it is you boldly go. It's the, what's the Uncle Sam one? I want you. What is the Uncle Sam poster? God, I can't remember. I'll have to look that up afterwards. But yeah, Starfleet recruitment poster. This is something I think I'd like more as a poster than a sticker, especially as I didn't notice that. That might be have to be bigger. And yeah, that's copyright stuff below that. Does it deserve to go in the best pile? You know what? I'm gonna put it in the best pile. Why not? This incredibly scientific ranking system. Next up, bam! Live Long and Prosper, Hippie Spock, which is much more apparent when you put it sideways. I feel like this one could have been more rainbow. Like, if this was proper rainbow, Beatles, hippie, LDS kind of stuff, then it'd be a lot better. But this is quite nice. It's definitely, this is like a, hey, I'm a peaceful, chilly, Spock-loving, Trekkie kind of person. That is great. You know what? It's gonna go into this pile. That's great, but there's something that could be improved about it. That's what I'm gonna say. Or even if we kept the white lettering, but maybe the background was more tie-dye. I don't know. Another poster by the looks of it, which is in fact upside down. Boldly Go Where No Man Has Gone Before. This one is not a recruitment poster, so it, again, two. Like, this is still the command. Same sort of thing. And again, I you know, non-binary, I do kind of prefer Where No One Has Gone Before, but I'll appreciate, you know, it's the TOS Enterprise. I also probably would have complained if they had one with the TOS Enterprise. But I think we've kind of just talked about this sticker. That is clearly a that pile. Another movie poster. Here, I'm going to flip it the other way around, which is, of course, upside down. Oh, I bet my partner would love this. Like a sweater Starfleet Academy thing. Again, it's that... I think it might be Discovery's Delta. I'm not sure, though. Older Star Trek did have something like this, though, didn't they, actually? Like, you don't see it a lot, but they did kind of have a slightly over-designed logo, but nah, my partner would love that. That's a beautiful Christmas sweater. Can I get this as a sweater, like, for my partner? I think they would love that. Next up, you've got another Dalek. You've got the Emperor Dalek, clearly, you know, with his little eye stalk and the Dalek bumps. I don't know what they're actually called. But in reality, it's the USS Enterprise. The movie one, actually, by the look of it, which is quite nice. a bit dark, like your eye is kind of drawn towards the Atari or Star Wars bit, and not so much the Enterprise. But it's definitely, like, this would be really good if you put it on something black, I think. You know what? I'm gonna give it to it. I'm gonna give it the top pile because I'm nice. Next up, I think this way. This is like just some big dude, right? Small head, broad shoulders, real big, and they're standing on a floor. Which is, in fact, it's Vok of House Takuvma. That is actually I really like that face, kind of vector style. That's really well done. It's also Vok of House Takuvma. No, you know what? That's too well done. That's one of the cases where, the person, Discovery Season 1 is awful. But this is someone who's, like, really done amazingly. If this was anyone else, like, if this was Worf, that's the best pile. But I think I'm going to put it on the Academy pile, because that's just really well done. Next up, is this just someone holding a phaser? No, this is Mirror Spock. I really like this painting work. That's actually really well done. I'd probably like this a lot better if it was normal Spock. His eyes are a bit weird. Actually, he almost looks like a zombie or something. But I love just that slight color, just bam, the brushstroke look. But yeah, Mirror Spock. I think you could do a slightly better Spock. Even like Mirror Spock. I don't know, something about the lines, the nose. But it's obvious who it is, Even if it actually kind of looks like Ethan Peck with the goatee. Now that I'm seeing now, though, I'm feeling generous. I'm gonna put that there. You know what? Honestly, I'm just kind of wishing for more cats. I feel like we've gone too long without a cat, and I feel like I'm pretty sure there's more cats. But next up, ooh. So clearly like a Spock, almost 2001, A Space Odyssey. Whoops is what I want to say. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. It's very pink. It looks a bit more white on my preview. It's not obviously Star Trek in the sense that if you were glancing at a laptop, you might look over this. But as soon as you look at it, it's obviously Star Trek. You might have been able to do with like a small ear. Like, I know it's Spock. But you know what? I'm feeling happy. That's a real nice one. My partner might like that one as well. So I might end up giving that to them. Another Delta. I'm gonna say Discovery because that's quite a big difference. And was I right? Is there any Discovery in here? I'm not seeing anything. You've got, whoa, up there. You've got like a TOS Dreadnought. Or wait, is that just the Enterprise moving away for you? That might be the Enterprise moving away for you. I thought it was like the fan 3 nacelle version. You've got Tholian. Is that a Ferengi Klingon pistol? Or is that a JJ thing? I can't tell. I see Ferengi symbol. In fact, is that the Imperial symbol from Star Trek? I do not recognize that one. You got an Akira class, so this is clearly a more modern. You got a lot of Bajor. I should know them. That's Andorians, that's right. I see some of the later Klingon designs, Romulan Star Empire. I don't see anything. Oh, you've got some Enterprise there at the bottom. I'm not sure I immediately see anything that strikes Discovery or later. No, but that's a very nicely done. You know what? I'm in a good mood. My mood's improved since I've begun this like 30 minutes ago. What is this? This could be anything. It is Boldly Go. Again, this is someone who like just does not want to be disturbed. I just want to sit here and read my book. That's what this sticker is. It's amazing how much weight the word to pulls. But again, it's really nice. I like everything else about this style. And I'm putting too much in that pile, but I think we're just gonna continue the tradition. Next up, this way. Ooh, this is an interesting one. It's like, I mean, the proportions are all wrong, but like stylistically, it's non-symmetrical. Stylistically, almost like a 2D version of what you'd get in like a VR paint program, like a tilt brush. That's the one. I'm just kind of the glowy. I'm not sure I'd use it as much. I tend to be a bit more for like the accuracy and stuff, but that's a really well done. This is definitely a style that's been done very well. And I think I'm sounding like it's this pile. But even though I'm starting to feel bad, like the lower down I put them, I'm a very bad reviewer in, like, with stuff like this. This is why I tend to review the Eagle Moss models I like. Next up, a Delta. Very simple. You got kind of breaks, you know, like in old TVs, screen tearing. That's the word. I don't know if that's technically the word for TVs, that's the word in gaming. But that's a nicely done, obvious, simple. Yeah, it's kind of neon-y. I like that. Delta. Is there a single delta we've put not in the best pattern? I mean, you've got, not Adira, Nathan, come on. Arium. You got Arium. But that's kind of like just a person over a delta. I'm not sure that counts. Is this some sort of Breen starship? Like, what the heck is this going to be? Any guesses? Mickey Mouse? Oh, it's a Star Trek V cute little, campfire scene. Yes. It is Star Trek V, but also kind of the cute... I'm struggling for the word, because it's like, these could be anyone. Like, I know, you know this is Spock because the ears, but like, I know who they are with Kirk, Bones. I really hope I got that right, actually. And obviously Spock. Like a lovely scene. If this was in a good Star Trek, I might like it a lot more. I like the sky, but it's definitely like the artist has done a great job. This is definitely a good sticker. Weird shape, but you know what? Here, but only for like being Star Trek V. Oh, come on, this has got to be a cat. Let's go. Oh yeah, it's someone. Oh, it's original series. So is it Kirk? Who wears a yellow in original series? Sulu. Could be Sulu. It's the command. That's command and not tactical? No, because the red shirts die. God, it's been a while. I honestly have no idea who this is. It could be Chekhov? Is it like a Russian cat or something? Yeah, I honestly have no idea who this is. And looking at it, I'm starting to think I have no idea who that is either. So that's definitely there. Like, maybe if I had all of them, I could tell. I'm probably going to go over the cats again at the end when we have all of them. But speaking of cats, are you going to enlighten us? Spock. That's got to be Spock, right? That's McCoy. That's Spock. The only reason I feel I know it's Spock, though, is because I know the other one's McCoy now. Could you have done a more Spock cat? I don't know. It's like, if I showed this to my mom, I don't think she'd know it was Spock. To be fair, I'm not sure about that for any cats, but yeah, I think... Well, here we go. Is this Kirk, Spock, and McCoy? I don't know. That's gotta be... That might be Chekhov, actually. It looks a bit like a panther, I think. And I don't know if you get panthers in Russia, but I think you get panthers vaguely near Russia. And given how huge that country is, that's a pretty safe bet, I think. Next up, live long and prosper. It's like this one. Then the beam me up, Scotty. I mean, next to each other, I think that's a bit too much, isn't it? Like, this one's better than this one. Like, this is obviously Spock. I mean, again, he's got kind of super exaggerated ears. It might be too much with the size. I think it'd work better if it was the size of the other one. But it's got to be better than this one, because you can tell who it is, though. So I think it is got to go there. Obviously a Delta. We've in fact got a lot of Deltas coming up. Kirk with a ray gun, as I was gonna say. It's one of my favorite TOS bits. I think I showed it to a friend who just absolutely adored Where No Man Has Gone Before. Technically the first episode of TOS, a bit complicated, where it's like Kirk's like, oh, he's calling the ship, and they're like, oh, and by the way, we've sent that, like, Mark III phaser down, or whatever. He's like, oh, I didn't order a phaser. And Spock comes out, like, holding the massive gun just on his hip, looking at Kirk like, yes, I got a massive gun, what of it? But yeah, it's sort of the action-y pose that a lot of Star Trek has, where, like, you know, Star Trek's... Well, then again, original series is very action-y, punch-y sort of thing. I quite like it. I mean, it's obvious who it is. It's obvious what it is. It's like, yeah, that's a Trekkie. That's someone who's really into the original series. Bam. Next up, another Delta. Too boldly go. Finally. Somebody gets it right. Unfortunately, I think I liked all the other designs a bit better. Like, this is definitely, you know, kind of obvious. Then again, like, the fact that Too Boldly Go, where no man has gone before, like, is the Star Trek thing, originated in Star Trek, or at least popularized it. I'm not sure if they technically came up with it. Not everyone knows that. Like, I know my partner, when I showed him the Star Trek, when they heard it, it's like, oh, is that like a Star Trek thing? I didn't realize. And I don't know if the Delta is as ambiguous. Like, would my mom know this is Star Trek? Probably, because my mom has me. But, like, would your mom, well, not your mom, would my neighbor's mom know that this is? I don't know why it's always people's moms. My dad watched Star Trek. My dad got us into Star Trek. He introduced us when we were kids. But, yeah, it's... I'm just gonna put it here solely for getting the 2 right. And look it fits perfectly over that other one. Well, yeah, no. Look at that. This is what I'm saying. Look at that. That's better. Right? Like, just something more is what I'm saying. You could even stick this sticker on the other one if you really wanted. This one is complicated, I can tell from here. Or either that, or it's the Enterprise over a Delta. It's the Enterprise over a Delta. An interesting one. It's a very aggressive neon-y yellow-green. I think my camera is confused on how to record it looking at the preview. Almost looks like it would glow in the dark, but it hang on. I'm pretty sure it does not glow in the dark. I'm not sure if the proportions are right. It's a weird, almost photorealistic, but not quite right Enterprise. I'm not sure why I'm getting that. Yeah, I think it's gonna go there. This is some sort of exploding turkey Pokemon. You can see the bill, the head, the feet. I should do a video of these where you don't look at the art, you just look at the silhouettes. Live long and prosper. Very simple. It reminds me of a lot of nothing specific. Like, it's very much like that Enterprise D one. I don't quite get Steven Universe from it, which is weird because Steven Universe does have spaceships that are just giant hands. But it does feels more like just the old school computer graphics, digitally hand thing. I was about to say, I'm not sure I'd even know it's Star Trek, and then I realized it is the Vulcan Salute. But when you've got the Vulcan Salute, and that's why I'm thinking, and my first thought is digitally old style computer and not Star Trek, that's gotta be a this pile. Also, I'm demoting you. You're now in that pile, because it's just been on its own for too long. Next up, that is a very nice Delta, and in fact, is that Discovery right there in the back? It might be like a Phase 2, like the Titan, is it the Titan? Planet of the Titans, that's the one, the Planet of the Titans Enterprise, or an early Discovery. Like, it's definitely, the nacelles are too far forward, but if you remember that preview, I can't tell, but, the other Enterprises kind of take the foreground. In fact, who is that, actually? I don't know. There might be some fan designs then, because I honestly don't know. It could be a stow ship, but that's really nice. Like, I might like some more recognizable ships, like the D. That might be the D at a very weird angle, but I think some of the proportions might be wrong. Well, I guess you got TMP, TOS ship, like, it's a very nice, that stickery, lovely, floral, almost I want to say gender neutral. I don't know why. It's the thing I'd feel happy having on my stuff. But yeah, that is definitely third Delta in a row, I think, to go in the great pile. I wonder what this is. I think this, you know what? I don't remember all of them, but this is probably the best Vulcan salute we've had. Just general spacey. It's simple. I might have put an Enterprise, or you know what I would have done? Is, the nebula that's like the TOS and TNG Enterprise? I'll show it up if I can. I'd put a nebula that was a lot like that, or even that just nebula with a starship on the palm. You almost get that, I think, with like nacelles. I can vaguely make out, looking at clouds. But just for being the best Live Long and Prosper we've had yet, rather. This one could be a lot of things. It could be some, like, boobed beetle with antlers, but in reality, of course, it's upside down. Oh, Data and Spock. It took me a sec, because I was expecting Kirk and Spock. That's quite nice. That's definitely, my little autistic brain likes that. You know, you got the outsider, the alien, logic-y characters. Simple, obvious. More people would recognize Spock than Data, in terms of, like, the general. I'm not sure my mom could recognize Data, but it's, like, a very clearly, even if you don't, like, I mean, they've all got very angular, regular hair. Very nice. I'm gonna put that. It almost feels like some sort of pride sticker, not in the you know, normal sense of like any LGBT stuff, but like pride and neurodivergency or like autism, stuff like that. Love that one. This one's also really good. See, this is what I was saying. The live long and prosper, but like you know, ship and a little Spock head. Simple, great, beautiful. I love it. Are we halfway done? Good lord. Next up, bam. Okay. This is great. Would my mom know what this is? I really should have done this video with my mom, is what I'm realizing. I should just ask my mom. If this video does really well, if you want me to just go through all these stickers again, but have my mom review them, like someone who knows nothing about Star Trek, let me know, because I'll be back in my hometown pretty soon, and if you want me to show all these to someone who doesn't know Star Trek or a selection, let me know, because honestly, that sounds like an amazing video. Editing Nathan, write that down in your ideas. But yes, as like someone dying buried by tribbles and Spock. Like, it's a very stylized, I know what it is. The thing is, like, because of the stylized, obviously we know they're tribbles, but would your mom know that they're tribbles? Like, the collective embodiment of a mom, would that know that these are tribbles? I know, I've gotta do it. I've gotta do it. That's just, it's too good to go in the vampire, what I call it, constipated vampire Spock, and dog in a dog suit, but it's just, I love that design. Next up, could be literally anything. It could be a pancake. Aw, it's Telosian. It's Peace Telosians. Or in fact, looking at it, it might just be the necklace they have, but I think you'd see that as Peace. It's also like, my mom would not know that this is Star Trek, but it's just kind of also a generic alien-y thing, that's like, yeah, peace with aliens and stuff. I really love that. It might look like their heads are about to break. I guess they're eggs, if like you don't know what this is, but I'm gonna put that, and they're great. I looked at it and I went, aw, you know, that's great. This one is clearly the Enterprise D, as amongst other things. The D, the E, the C, the B, the original TOS, and then the A. Now this is one where like the physical embodiment of the concept of a mother would probably recognize this if they looked at it, because the original series Enterprise is so iconic. I mean, it's like the Millennium Falcon or the TARDIS. Like, everyone kind of knows that thing. But also the generic saucery shape, like, you know, if any Star Trek ship is kind of the Enterprise, the Pac-Led kind of thing. Are Pac-Leds the physical embodiment of mothers? Who knows? But it is a bit messy at the top, I think, but it's a very nice... I actually tried to do something similar for my channel banner. I think I used it for a while, where I had like I put all the saucers together and I kind of snipped it up and cut it across the various ships. It looked awful, because it does get a bit messy. But you know what? I'm gonna put it here because it's really well done. Rainbow as well, I've just seen, but it is a little messy. This is probably just gonna be some saying, right? Star Trek officially licensed apparel. This is interesting, because apparel to me is something you wear, and this is a sticker. So, unless you it's something you never wash, it is interesting to have this officially licensed apparel. It's also probably a lie, because anything officially licensed, first off, is probably going to say Star Trek on it. I mean, my Eaglemoss ships probably say so on the base. Why would you want something not officially licensed, like just this mug, and it's like, oh, it's officially licensed Star Trek? Like, it's well done. It's all just on text. I'm gonna put it... here. Yeah, no, I'm putting it here. This is for... Is this stuff for inaccuracy? Because it's really well done. Oh, you know what? I'm changing it up. Vox getting promoted just for the quality of that art. And this is the pile of historical inaccuracies. And we're going to hope Starfleet Academy was founded before 2161. It had to have been, because they were Starfleet and Enterprise. They went to the Academy, I'm sure. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. We might have to apologize to that one. This is a snow globe. George and Gracie. My mom would have no idea what this is. But it's kind of a stealth, right? It's like if you want to meet people who are real Star Trek fans, as if Star Trek 4 is some sort of cult classic. Focus on the cult in that sentence, then this would do it. It's nicely done. You know what? I might put like a little baby whale as well, because Gracie was pregnant, wasn't she? And you just gotta put them in the best pile. We're getting down to some of the final few, as we approach the hour mark. This could be anything. It's Takuvma. Which one's Takuvma as opposed to Vok? Takuvma was kind of the big guy, wasn't he? Like at the very beginning, he's the first person you see in Discovery. Boop. I don't know. That one's way better done. I think it might just look more like a Klingon with the ridges. But yeah. I will say I'm happy. When I glanced at these, I thought there was more Discovery. And instead, I'm very happy with kind of the diversity. Next up, is this just like a Deep Space Nine Voyager badge? Yes, it is. I mean, simple, elegant, you know what it is. If I could remember which was which. I'm pretty sure that's Deep Space Nine. I don't remember which one Voyager used, though, is the only problem. But yeah, I mean, simple, elegant. Maybe, like, compared to everything else we've seen, it's just kind of too simple. It's just the badge. But, I mean, yeah, I'm not going to demote it just for not being stylized, because there's room for both. Another delta, or is that like a cat delta? Is that a delta with a Live Long and Prosper above it? Sort of. Is that just a photo of someone's hand? Sort of. It's really well done. I've just seen as well that it turns space behind the delta. It's a really nice thing. Again, I love how they've done the space. I love how they done the delta, the lines and everything. I'm not sure what's not making me love it. Like, maybe it's the hand bit. Maybe it's that it's not as clear. It's the hand in, like, the space behind it. It might be some... Like, if this was a thumbnail I was working with, I'd shrink the hand down so you could get more detail of, like, the gaps in the fingers and see if that helped. But it's very nicely done. I'd maybe put... I'm gonna put it there, because it's very nicely done, but I'd be like, hey, you want to, like, move some things around, maybe mess with it just a little bit, see if you can get it even better. This is a Pokemon. Don't try and tell me otherwise, or you know what, it might be loads of ships going out. It's not. It's the original series cast. No, it's the animated series cast. Wow. Who thought that the animated series would receive any love? I love the animated series, and I forget it exists. But yeah, no Chekhov as well, because it's the animated series. Kirk, Bones, Uhura, Spock, Scotty, and Sulu. Who I almost called James Doohan. I don't know why I got confused. But yeah, I mean, you know, the physical embodiment of a mother, you know, the epitome of motherhood, would know what this is. But also the fans would be like, the people who really know, you know, you gotta really be a Trekkie to know TAS. They'd know this is TAS. Yeah, simple, nice, like it. Next up, Live Long and Prosper. That's a nice little spiral that the Enterprise is doing. It's very heavily biased towards TOS, but this is a blind flag of Star Trek merch. Like, Star Trek merchandise and the public consciousness in every way has been, like, heavily biased against the original series since the original series. Or I guess technically since The Next Generation, because it wasn't a heavy bias until there was something else to, like, bias it against. But yeah, again, that's quite nice. Like, anyone would know what it is. Live Long and Prosper. Lovely little sticker. This is clearly the Enterprise with some streaks behind it. Nope. The USS Discovery. Someone went, hey Phil, how long is the nacelles gonna be? I don't know, just make them all the big. You've also got what I want to say is the La Serena coming out the back, what I suspect is just someone didn't know what the Discovery was going to look like. It really does look, though, with like the windows, and it's kind of darker, but it says Discovery. Like, I don't know if it's outdated, because if you remember, they had the Comic-Con trailer with a Discovery that looked quite different. Are the nacelles far back enough? I don't know. I don't want to go get my Discovery modeled to test it. But, as we said, the historical inaccuracy piles, it's a quite nice sticker, like, aside from that, but just because of the back, not the nacelles. I get the nacelles are stylized, but because of the back, it's gotta go in the historical inaccuracy pile. This one is an alien lying down in some sort of sexy pose. I'm holding it upside down, but that's what it is. It's... nothing gets me going like the Picard facepalm. I think I have a magnet of the Picard facepalm somewhere. I kind of wish it was complete, you know, there weren't these gaps. It's a meme, like... the thing is, I always have to ask myself, would my mother know what this is? I'm not sure she would. If it was colored in, I think she would. Not necessarily the Picard facepalm, but she'd recognize, you know, the TNG cast. She knows what they look like. I think it's gonna go this pile. Why? Why not? Another could be literally anything, probably some sort of insignia. It definitely is. Deep Space Nine Reconstruction, Starfleet Corps of Engineers. Probably a worker bee thing, just looking at the bee who's working. Definitely non-canon. Probably beta canon, I will say. There's a bit of a story. I do know there's another patch that I really looked into, and after a lot, I think Memory Gamma, I didn't even realize there was a Memory Gamma. I found out it was from the Deep Space Nine technical manual. This is probably also there. I mean, like, I recognize it as a Star Trek mission patch. I've never been a huge fan of those. The Enterprise one is great, but I tend to find they're all, like, way too over-designed. Especially outside of Alpha Canon. That's the thing, is, the Enterprise one is great, but even as I said before, some of the, like, TNG Starfleet Command ones are just way too over-designed, because I don't think we'd invented under-designed yet, or rather appropriately designed. But, I'm gonna put this... I can't remember. This is ones I didn't quite like. This is ones that weren't right for me. The right fan. The fan who would, like, yell at you because one of the technical manuals cited something, and the technical manuals are absolutely canon, 100%, even though that's not how canon has ever been defined. That's who they're for. No one likes those people. Alright, our final cat... No, you know what? We're gonna end on a cat. We're gonna save this cat. We're instead gonna do this delta. Nice little delta. Floral. I'm vaguely getting vibes of somewhere in, like, Central and South America. Maybe it's, like, the type of flower, or it's just coincidence. Kind of like how Aztecing isn't really Aztec, I guess. But, that's a nice Starfleet delta. If it is, like, a certain culture... like some sort of Central South American, then this would be amazing for that kind of fan. Well, I say that kind of fan, a fan from those places. But that's a really nice... Who doesn't love just some nice pattern over a delta? This is the one. So the runabout. This is one I did see earlier before I did the video. The Runabout Development Utopia Planitia Fleet Yards. I got it. Again, just kind of over-designed, never really felt Starfleet. But I was like, this is not Alpha Canon. Like, surely not. But I recognized it was the thing that really bothered me. And I spent, like, a good hour trying to find it. Memory Alpha didn't have it. Or maybe they had a picture. Like, I could find the picture on several Memory Alpha, Betas, Deltas, Gammas, whatever. Maybe it was Memory Delta that found it. It's like Memory Beta had it and, like, tied it to Runabout, but they wouldn't cite a source. Because, of course, Memory Alpha is the amazing wiki. All the others just kind of have too much to do, and they get too muddled. But I think it was Memory Delta. I did not realize that there was a Memory Delta, because I didn't know about Memory Gamma. Finally cited that, yeah, it's from the Deep Space Nine technical manual. So again, probably with the work bee, side by side they look quite good. But yeah, that is what it is. Next up, this is what, Shaquille O'Neal dunking a basketball in front of a delta? I think it says tea Earl Grey hot. Yes. Earl Grey, the only tea I've ever had, I'm pretty sure. Because I was at like some tea party thing. It's like, well, I literally have to drink tea, and they've got Earl Grey here. They didn't like it so much. It's not in a Picard cup, it's in a teacup. My uncle actually has Picard cups, like the glass ones, you know, that he drunk out of, with the black handle. Can't wait to inherit those off of him from under his daughters. But, yeah, it's a nice little Enterprise D in there. Most people would probably recognize Star Trek, because again, that nacelle saucer section is just so recognizable. They wouldn't be able to tell you it's the Enterprise D, or even not the TOS Enterprise. But a nice little, yeah, the right person. I imagine someone in like a cute Lolita dress on their laptop. I don't know. Well, whoops, this one flipped over. We're going to look at it. To match the TOS one, we have a Next Generation one. Beautiful, love that red. Again, kind of looks like a pride flag. The division colors, including Wesley, I guess. Yeah, I love that. Just simple, nice. Star Trek The Next Generation. Anyone who can read English would know what that is, and everyone else would recognize an Enterprise. So, bam. Next up, I mean, this is clearly a Live Long and Prosper with like some weird saxophone tongue. No, it's a Live Long and Prosper in the shape of a hand, with a really exaggerated thumb. I suppose it would have to be. Actually, no, that looks pretty correct, doesn't it? Yeah, sort of that hippie 60s lovey style, very glittery. Not quite for me. I'm gonna put this pile. It's a very nice, not quite for me. This one, again, is just a man with a big head, broad shoulders, standing on something. In fact, if we just had this one before? No, it's a Laurel. Again, it's very nicely done, but I refuse to put more than one Klingon. I'm sorry, I got confused. I keep dropping these stickers. They've got, like, something on here. Was Laurel, like, burnt or tortured or something? Because none of the others have it. But either way, very nicely done with the design. But it is Laurel, and, you know, reminds you of the time that the Federation decided to commit genocide on the Klingons, then decided it was a bad idea, and decided the better idea would be to put the genocide bomb in Kronos and give the detonator to the sole remaining faction of an extremist religious group, and give them the instructions to seize power and end the war, eventually putting a Federation puppet on the council with a genocide button, and beyond that, a female one, which the Klingons wouldn't accept on top of everything else, and whoever inevitably killed her to actually become the Chancellor, and like a more legitimate one and legal one, would then have a detonator genocide bomb. And of course, being the Klingon who actually killed the previous Chancellor is among the most aggressive and powerful Klingons in the entire Empire, and that is why you go in that pile. Next up, a cat? I wonder who this is. Geordi the cat. I mean, they do kind of cheat because, you know, he's got the visor, but I almost want to put it in that pile just because it's like, it's a cat in a visor. Okay, Wesley gets promoted. I think he is a smaller cat, actually, like a child. And you get to go here. Because it's clearly Geordi LaForge. But it's clearly Geordi LaForge because he's got a visor on. And I think that's cheating. Next up. Wow, I didn't even guess. I have seen this one before because we're getting towards the top now. Beautiful Spock, live long. Don't prosper, though. Live long in absolute poverty, but certainly live long. You know what? This would be great, and maybe there is an alternate. This is like a random pack to have another one on the side, like, I don't know, Tuvok maybe, or someone. And that was like, and prosper, and they were looking at each other. I guess Spock would have to face the other way. But no, that is very nice. Nicely done. A nice heroic, slightly looking up. Well, kind of tributary almost. And yeah, I really like that design. I'm noticing the really like the design pile is the biggest. Second to last. I mean, it's a very simple, just Spock with some lines going through a shredder, I guess. Not quite my favorite. I mean, it's would my mom know this is Spock? I'm not sure. They could probably guess it because it's me, but let's give it there. And finally, I almost reveal it. The last cat, it's got to be Data, right? Like, Oh, you know what? A Picard cat, like a hairless cat. We just have TNG. Oh my god, it's Data. It took me a minute. It's Data, but it's also the same type of cat as Spot. Red eyes, well, I guess because Data's got weird eyes, doesn't he? A bit fat, and also kind of golden like Data. But that is amazing. Data as Spock. Look at that cat thing. Like, that's amazing. In fact, we're now going to just analyze all of our cats. Here we go. We've had to reorganize a bit, reframe it. But I mean, the TNG one is better, I think. I guess they all have something distinctive. Maybe they did these first and learned. Like, that's a bit... I mean, obviously, because it's the three, it's Kirk, Spock, and McCoy. I mean, yeah. But with here, I feel you actually can clearly know... Wait, Uhura is not a TNG cat. Uhura is the best of the originals, by far. In fact, if you Google Star Trek cat stickers, you can probably find these and, like, loads more. But, I'll lump in her here, but these ones are kind of so obvious. You know, these are just kind of dudes. I guess Spock you could have done more with, but these have got accessories. Obviously, they're uniforms, but, I mean, just look at that. Like, the ridges for Worf, the fact that it's Spot for Data. God, how come I didn't think of that? I mean, the cats... really nicely done. But yeah, that was a lot of stickers, like 150, I don't know, it was a lot. I think if we've got nothing else out of this video, it's a constipated vampire Spock. Definitely. I think this is the thumbnail, actually, isn't it? But yeah, a very positive. I mean, if you wanted to do this sort of thing yourself, just a bunch of random stickers, pretty cheap, I think. I don't know. I mean, it was a gift. But, you know, I think this was pretty cheap. Big pile and stuff I really liked. Obviously, if you don't like the original series, a blind bag probably isn't the way to go, because pop culture is very heavily biased towards original series stuff. But, I mean, the great stuff, the stuff that was almost pretty good, just these 3 piles, which I think were good stuff, even just these 2 piles, is a lot. And I think it's even more than everything else. And of course, lump all the cats in that. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think about this and non-Eaglemoss stuff in general. I enjoyed it. I'm happy to do more stuff with it. It's quite fun and interesting. And again, if you want me to show these to, like, maybe some of these to my mom or whatever, like someone who doesn't know Star Trek, and just see their reactions, I think there's a video in there somewhere for something like that at least. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. This weird experiment that was like an hour. My battery's about to die. Where did those last few minutes go? So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.